Older women know who they are, and that makes them more beautiful than younger ones. I like to see a face with some character. I want to see lines. I want to see wrinkles. I think that reality TV is so bad. It is a tool by the media to not make people think. A slice of hot, buttered toast is the perfect meal. It's not too much and not too little, and it gives you just the right buzz. I can only perceive the royal family as an entity historically. I think I know more about the royal family from the Plantagenets in the 14th century than the modern family. I can't change a light bulb. I can't emphasize enough how grateful I am to have come upon sobriety. Let's just say I was really bad. Now I have grown into myself. I have changed. If a character's suddenly spouting information that's supposed to bring you up to date, it can seem artificial or contrived. Any human being is this wonderful conglomeration of experiences and behaviors. If you like some of them healthy, some of them not so healthy. I've always liked women who are older. They seem to know who they are, and they've lived. They've got soul, and that's very attractive. It's always been very important to me to try to do projects which are breaking new ground. If you've grown up feeling unattractive, I don't think you ever lose that. It never goes. My parents moved to England with that immigrant ethos of self-betterment, but I don't think they expected the kind of grief they experienced. I think any actor should be aware of where they're starting to stretch into what's not truthful. Whenever I go back to London, I have this horrible feeling that something bad will happen, and I won't be able to get back to America. It's a nightmare feeling. That's what we have with the Old Testament and the New Testament, good storytelling. In England, the class system is about 1,000 years old, and it's not going to change anytime soon. If you don't take the chance to live life, what can you say at the end of it? I'm never going to wake up and look in the mirror and think, yes, I'll go out and meet people. Most of the time, you wake up, look in the mirror, and want to give up. And that doesn't change. It isn't awful, it's just the way I feel. When the world says, jump, you gotta jump. It's like me moving to America when I was 29. I just did it. And now it's a home. You can't plan those things. I was always in trouble from an early age. I had a fraught relationship with my parents, who were very traditional. Doing plays at school was a joyous release. Only when I came to America did I think of myself as British. The older I get, the more I'm prepared to do things for the money. It is not easy to get parts in mainstream films for most people of color. Hollywood and British writers are not writing parts for us, or the directors are not interested in casting us in parts that are colorblind. I'm not an academic, but I've always loved poetry since I've been small. Just because I never went to university doesn't mean you can't read, although I do feel a bit uneducated from time to time. The unknown is always frightening. I couldn't bloody believe a primetime TV show would have an Iraqi ex-Republican guard torturer as a main character. My mom made a conscious decision not to teach me any Indian languages so I wouldn't talk with an accent. Los Angeles is the only place that I can honestly say I have ever called home. I never felt at home in London, because people were constantly telling me I didn't belong here, so after a while, you tend to believe that. I think I may have failed at a lot of things, but the one thing I can say, and that I'm proud of, is that I am a good parent. Personally, I think it would have been really nice if Lost had just one season. You can do things with TV that you just can't do on film. There's so much more time, there's the opportunity for development, and you can let things lay dormant for a period. You can't really do that in 2 hours or 3 hours in a movie that often, I would say. I saw the pilot, because you have to have some knowledge of the piece that you are in, but I never saw an episode of Lost. I have absolutely no interest in the tabloids or reporting of the royal family. I still have a great friendship with my eldest son's mum. She's my mate. We have this wonderful son who's 6'3", gorgeous, and I'm his dad. I've not been a total failure. Men are the weaker sex and retain their immaturity, it seems, to the grave. It's like a built-in design fault. You can't do anything about it. I think you can achieve things in television that you can't achieve on film, and I think we managed to do a lot of that in the first season of Lost. With Lost, some members of the cast would literally open the script and find out that they were dead. I mean, that's quite sad, really. They were both academics, but my dad had to get a job on the railway, and my mom had to get a job in the post office. It was pretty hard in terms of the racism they had to endure. The great lesson I got from my parents is how not to treat your children. To break that chain, even if I don't do anything else, at least I've done that. We seem to be the victims of religious dogma, both from the Christian right here and, of course, in the East with the rise of Islamic fundamentalism.